I have there is, what is a visa? Can somebody read that to me? I'm not familiar with the names here, but I'll try my best. Natalia.
Visa is a document that permits a legal entry into a country.
Yeah, that's what a visa is. So guys, some of you, I remember in Mr. Ponce's class, and most of you were sharing your experiences like, oh, I have an uncle, he's a legal immigrant, he came from the border, he jumped the border from Mexico. Yeah, so there are two different ways you can come into the United States. You can come legally by obtaining a visa, or you could come illegally, maybe by jumping the border, or one way or the other. And again, there are just different types of visas as well. We have visitor visa, if you guys look at the handout there. So the visitor visa is, you are coming to the United States to visit. So if I go to the US Embassy in Nigeria, how I want to come to the US, the first thing they're going to ask me is, why are you traveling to the United States? Oh, I'm going there to see family friends. I'm going there for conference, or maybe for a workshop, or maybe my daughter is getting married and I want to be at the wedding. So with that, the type of visa that they will give to me will be visitor visa, meaning that Mr. Wole just went to the United States just only to visit. So when I get to US, they will give me a certain time to stay here in this country. So at the port of entry, they could say, hey, we are giving you just only 6 months to stay here. I'm expected after 6 months to go back to Nigeria, or wherever I come from. Yeah, Nigeria is in Africa. So, and Africa is a continent, and Nigeria is a country in that continent. One of the countries in that continent. Another way I can come into the US is through student visa. So the student visa allows me to go to college in the United States. And when I came in 2002, I actually came on that visa. So I made an application and I said, I'll be coming here to go to college. So I was given a visa based on that. Now when I came to the US, I was expected to attend college, to actually go to college. So if I came here and I was maybe doing something else, maybe trying to walk or sneak around, that means that I was not being respectful of the trust that the US government gave to me, because they believed that I would be here and I would go to school as promised. Then another way that you can come to the US is also visa lottery. And if you guys read what I wrote about that, do you want to read that for us, visa lottery section?
Visa lottery. China, Mexico, and India are excluded from this because of their high population in the United States.
So, this is one of the things that US government does. They have this visa lottery that is played in different countries. But there are some countries that have a very high population in the United States. Mexico, China. So those countries are excluded from being part of that program. So if you play the lottery and you won, you can be here legally, you can walk, you can go to school, you can do whatever you want to do here. You do not have a time limit to stay in the US. And there are also two different types of visas. You have immigrant visa and you have non-immigrant visa. Can somebody read that for me? Yes.
Immigrant visa allows immigrants to go to school, work, and live in the United States.
So, meaning if I come here as immigrant, I have actually come here to stay. It becomes a home. So I'm here to do everything all Americans do. That's my life now. So I'm here to go to school, I can walk, I can live here legally, and I can do whatever I want. Again, I do not have any time limit to go back to Nigeria. Who wants to read the non-immigrant for me? Santiago?
Non-immigrant visa. Student visa allows you to only go to school in the U.S., usually college. Visitor visa. allows you to visit United States for specific reasons.
Okay, and now, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Conference, workshop, tourism, vacation, family, etc.
Okay, and I've said that, over and over again. So, if I say I'm immigrant, meaning that I have come here to stay. Non-immigrant is simply that I'm just visiting maybe for a short time and going back to Nigeria. So there are two different types of immigration. Then, after being here for some time, like me, and I've been here for 11 years, it took me time, years, a lot of efforts to actually get my green card. Now, I could get a green card through two different ways. Maybe by marriage, I marry an American citizen. Or it could be through employment. Maybe my job say, hey, Mr. Wole, we really like you. I think you're going to be useful for our school. So we are going to try a green card for you, which was my case a couple of years ago. So when I got this job in East Coast, New Jersey, and they actually felt, I was doing a good job. The administrators felt that Mr. Wole was nice, he was being productive. You know what? We don't want him to go back to Nigeria. We actually wanted him to stay here. So they went and filed some paper for me. It took like 2-3 years, and I got my green card. If I didn't want to go that way, I could say, you know what? Perhaps maybe I want to stay here. I can just get married to somebody that I care about, that I love, and have my green card through marriage as well. So there are two different ways to get a green card to make you stay here. If you come either as a student or as a visitor. Now, after being married for like 3 years, let's assume that you get a green card through marriage. After 3 years, then you can file for citizenship. So you could say, you know what, I want to be an American citizen. So I can vote, and I can do everything, have the same rights that Americans actually have as well. Because if you have a green card, you are not allowed to vote. There are some certain things that you are so limited that you cannot do. But if you're an American citizen, the sky is your limit. You do whatever you want. I mean, if you're of the age. So for instance, when next year comes, Mr. Ponce and Ms. Badua, they are adults, they can go vote, but I cannot, because I'm not an American citizen. I only have a green card. But if I apply for citizenship, I can do the same thing that they do. I can say, no, I want to vote for McCain or Obama. Or I want to apply for this job or that job. So that's the reason between having a green card, being a permanent resident, or being a citizen of the United States. Another way you can also have your citizenship is what is you serving in the military. So if you join Navy, Air Force, name it. After serving there for some certain years, maybe 2-3 years, then you can fight for your citizenship and become an American citizen. So this country is so good, is so great, that it provides you so many opportunities. If you're an immigrant, you are here, and you want to be successful, there are so many opportunities for you to do. And this is what I tell people when they come to the US. The most important thing is be focused, know what you want, and go for your goals. Is it easy? No. When I came to the US, it was challenging. Leaving my mom, my siblings, friends. So it was really, really tough. Having to adjust to new culture was very challenging. And with an accent, when you talk and somebody has to ask you, excuse me? So those are the things that you have to get used to as time goes on. So, like I said, I came from Nigeria. And Nigeria is actually located in the western part of Africa. So, let's say this is, and I think Mr. Ponce was trying to show the class 2 days ago. So let's say this is, and I'm not going to do that drawing, guys. Let's say this is Africa, and Nigeria is somewhere here. And guys, Nigeria was colonized by England Anybody knows what that was means, colonization? Yes.
Wait, what did you say?
So I said Nigeria was colonized.
Yeah.
So when you say colonized, what does that mean? Yes.
Colonized is like you know when you publish a book, kind of like that.
No, really. But thanks for your efforts. Good job. Yes.
And that's when people from another country are willing to explore other places and they claim it for their own.
Yeah, claim it for their own. Good job, Santi. So, and Adrian, you try. So, years before I was born, before my father was born, my great-great-grandfather was before they were born. So these people came to our country. They were white. They came from England. And I'm going to use Santiago's word. They came to explore. And they said, wow, this is a beautiful country. Richly blessed with a lot of resources. And they decided to colonize us. So that's why in Nigeria, our official language in Nigeria is English. So we speak English in school, we speak English at work. It's actually the business, language of the business, and language of instruction. Besides that, in Nigeria, we also have about over 350 languages. Yeah. So a lot of languages, but the official language in Nigeria is English. So for instance, if someone walks in here, and he or she is a Nigerian, the first thing I'm going to speak to him will be English. You know why we speak English to him? Because he might not actually be speaking my native language. So, meaning that we are very, even though it's one country, linguistically, in terms of language, we are very, very diverse. Yes?
Do you know your language?
Yeah, I just speak my language. Don't forget I came here when I was in my 20s. So, now my son is 2 years old, and Santi was asking me a couple of days ago that, Mr. Wole, do you speak your language to your son? Yes, I do. Because I want him to be bilingual. I want him to be able to speak my language and speak English as well. Yes?
So I got two questions. Do you have Spanish?
No.
And can you go back to that country?
To Nigeria?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I can go to Nigeria because now I have my green card, so I have a legal entry to the United States anytime. But the difference is this. Because I only have a green card right now, if I travel to Nigeria, I can only spend 6 months in Nigeria. So I can only spend 6 months. That's all. That's the maximum of my time. If I spend more than 6 months outside the United States, it's going to be a problem for me to come back here. However, if I become a US citizen, I can be in Nigeria for 5-7 years and still come back to US. But now, because I'm just a permanent resident, I have the minimum time that I can spend outside the United States. But once I become a citizen, yes, I can stay anywhere as long as I am and still come back to US without any stress. Yes. Okay, we'll come back to you. Yes.
Do you miss living in Nigeria?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I grew up there, I went to school there, I had my bachelor's in Nigeria, my postgraduate diploma in Nigeria, so I was very, very well educated before I came here to United States. However, I came here because I love the education system, I love the college system here, I wanted to have more knowledge, more education, I wanted to be more competitive globally. So that's why I came here. I do really miss it, even to now.
I have two questions. Is Nigeria where they said the Hutu and stuff like that, or
Back to what?
you know what you was and you said something about Hutu and stuff, and then is that where does that happen in Nigeria?
I really don't understand what you mean by Hutu. Maybe that sounds like a Swahili language. So if you say something like Hutu, that doesn't sound like any of Nigerian languages. So maybe the word Hutu is probably somewhere from...
No, because like they separated like two people, like they're like the same race, but like you have like a fat man and the lighter and the
shorter and you were something, and then if you were taller and darker and the different ones, like you would be like 6'7". I don't know. I love you like that.
I'm not sure about that. You know, like I said, yeah, we have a population about almost 200 million now. And the size of Nigeria is just a little bigger than Texas. So you can see that we are overpopulated in that country. So there's so many things, you know, we have different tribes, different languages. So it might not be so, well, it could be maybe in Nigeria, but maybe I'm not just used to that tribe or to that particular culture. Yes.
Is your native language, does it have any Latin roots in it, or is it just
Does it have any, what?
Latin roots?
No. No. Well, you know, like English has a lot of, you know, Latin roots and stuff like that, and French roots as well. Our native language is our native language. It doesn't have any. Yes.
Can you speak a little bit?
Can I speak a little bit of my language? So what do you want me to say? Because I've had so many kids come up to me and say, Mr. Wole, can you say something in your language? Okay, so in my language, let's say I want to say,
Happy New Year!
oh, wow, that's a good one. So let's say Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year will just be, the word happy is, actually new. Let me start with the new. So when you say new in my language will be something like, can somebody read this? Yes.
Tickle.
Good job. That's a great try. Nice. You guys want to try? Yes.
T2.
Huh?
T2.
You guys said it well. That's it. So new just means Tito. That's it.
I said it first.
So I want you guys to just speak that. I don't want to tell you the rest because I want you to learn this. So when I see you guys, I say, what does new mean? So I expect you guys to tell me it's Tito. So, yeah. But, I mean, I love languages. Languages is like the fact that, you know, you have to like learn different languages and speak different languages. Let's just finish quickly, then maybe I still have to go to science. Now, Nigeria also, we got our independence in 1960. So here, you know, here, United States got independence in 1776. So you can see that United States is kind of way older than Nigeria. So we are kind of a relatively new country. We're just like 53 years old now. So we are still kind of young. And we have the largest population in Africa. We are the most populous nation in the entire African country. Then the color, our flag color is green, white, green. And the green stands for agriculture. You guys know what agriculture means, right? I'm going to write it down so you can catch it better. You guys know what that means? Yes. Well, that's a good try. You know, I like being able to like decode culture and agri. But that's not what it means. Yes, thank you. But thanks for trying. Good job.
Agriculture means the like farming.
Like farming, like planting. Animals, husbandry, that's what agriculture means. So the green there stands, that's what it symbolizes. You know, it symbolizes that in Nigeria there's a lot of farming. We have a lot of land and it's really, really green there. So, and the white in our flag indicates peace, meaning that we are peaceful people, you know, we love peace. But now, you know, with this current time, I don't know how true that is. Now, the last thing that I pointed there was, guys, was culture shock. What does that word mean? Guys, look at the last thing I put in your notes. Anybody wants to tell me what that word means, culture shock? Yes?
Experiencing unfamiliar ways of life due to immigration.
Due to immigration. So, you can imagine that being born in Nigeria, raised in Nigeria, went to college in Nigeria, and I came to the United States in my 20s. A lot of things were so new to me, right? So I was like, really? They do this here? Many times I was like, wow. So many wows, you know. At least for my first 2 years in the US. If I see this, I'm like, really? This happened here? You know? So there were so many shocks that I had to go through. For instance, if Nathaniel decides to go to Nigeria, you know, he's an American, he's used to the way of life here, you know, he's used to American culture, and he's visiting Nigeria, he's going to see a lot of things that are so strange to him, that are so unfamiliar. And he's going to be like, really? Maybe it seems like women having kids, you know, strapped on their backs. You don't see that here in the United States. You know, where you have the women, you know, they have their kids and strapped on their backs and stuff like that. That would be shocking to me. And so many other things that would be so shocking. So I had to go through that for years, at least for 2 years. I had to learn a lot of things. I had to learn new ways of life. You know, there are so many Nigerian cultures that I had to put aside in order for me to be able to learn the new cultures here in the United States. Yes?
So when you came to the United States, what was one of the most strange things you thought that you did?
Wow, that's a very good question. One of the strangest things that I saw was actually in school. Because when I came, like I said, I came here as a student. So I went to college here. And in Nigeria, you know, your college professors, which I'll just use, I'll just call them teachers for now, for you guys to understand. So your college teachers in Nigeria, they are like so well respected. So you cannot just walk up to them and talk to them anyhow. You know, you have to, we had this fear about all our professors, all our teachers in college, as if they are just gods. But here, when I came here, I saw that college teachers, they are so nice. Like, you could just approach them. You could go to their office, you could sit with them and chat with them, and maybe have drinks with them or coffee with them. That was very strange to me as a student. Because I didn't get to do that in Nigeria. In Nigeria, like, oh, that's my colleague, that's my professor. Hey, how you doing, sir? How are you, sir? You know, so I was so scared to even walk up to him or her. You understand? But it's not like that here in the US. You know, I could just see my professor and say, hey, hi, how you doing there? You know, had a good weekend, you know. So that was shocking to me that you could just be so used and so familiar with your college teachers here. So that was one of the things that was most shocking. Yeah.
What if you came here to serve in the military?
Well, when you're coming from another country, you cannot just join the military like that. You know, you have to be here for some certain time. You must have your green card first, which is very, very important. Then after that, then you can join the military. But if you are coming as a student like I came, or if you are coming and just visiting for something, for a particular reason, then you cannot join the military. So, yeah.
I did the same thing. I was shocked because last year I went to Mexico. I was really shocked that they did different things.
Yeah, yeah, it could be very short. Yeah, when you come to, you know, to another country and stuff like that. For instance, I have a 2-year-old son. He's going to be going to Nigeria maybe in December, just visiting my family. And even though he's 2 years old, there are a lot of things that he might see that could be a little shocking to him. He might not be able to like externalize it, like say it out. But I mean, psychologically, it'd be like, wow, what's going on here? You know, so it's expected that when you go to visit another country, you're going to be seeing things that are very unfamiliar to you, and it's called culture shock. All right, one more question, and I have to go. I have to go to science. Yes.
Okay, so you know, I've heard that like you can't in different countries. Isn't there like a way you can't like just approach your like your mom or dad? Your mom or dad just like that. You have to like give them respect or something.
Oh yeah, that's a very good question, Santi. Like respect is huge. It's a huge part of my culture, of Nigerian culture. So we are very, very big on respect. So like you don't talk back to your parents. I'm not saying kids don't do it, but it's not just part of our culture. You know, you don't negotiate with your parents like, I don't want to do this unless you do that. So, like I am now, I'm an adult, you know, I have my own family, but I still have to show a lot of respect to my older brothers, my sisters. I have to show a lot of respect to my mom, you know. So it's really, really huge. It's a huge part of our culture. And we extend that to school. We extend that to education as well. So, and that's why it bothers that when you can't talk to your teachers anyhow, you can't talk to your professors anyhow. Yeah.
Are some of your family members here too?
Yes, I have some family members there, but some of my family members actually they visit most of the time, maybe for some carrying reasons or the other. Yeah. But I have some family members. Yes.
When was the first, when was the year that you came here?
I came in 2002, precisely June 2002. June 15, 2002.
I was born June 7, 2000.
Huh?
I was born on June 7.
Oh, okay, that's great. So I came before you were born. All right. One last question, and I have to go.
Do you go to a country like when school's over?
Yes, yeah. The last time I actually went this year, which was June, after, because I still go to school. I'm still a student like you guys. So, like you guys did say, when school is over and I'm a little relaxed, just want to take a breathing space, then probably go to Nigeria.
Are
Like I
there
just
lions
did.
in Africa?
Yeah, there are lions in Africa.
Have you ever seen one?
I haven't seen one because I was born and raised in the city. So unless maybe I go to zoo, then I have to see lions there. But a lot of students, when I first started, have approached me, hey, Mr. Wole, have you ever seen lions on the streets? I said, well, you don't see lions on the streets. You go to the zoos and see lions, But you're right, in some part of Africa like Kenya, Tanzania, all those eastern part of Africa, yeah, you see lions, They are those are wild, a lot of wild.
What kind of animal have you seen in your country?
I've seen virtually all the animals. When I visit, anytime that I went to see zoo when I was in Nigeria, I would see virtually all different types of animals. But the animals I don't like seeing is snakes because I have this phobia for snakes.
I'm scared of
So I just don't even go to snakes at all.
Don't worry, mister. I'm afraid of snakes too.
Alright, guys, I think I've enjoyed the discussion with you guys. You guys have been amazing listeners. And I just want you guys to give your pat on the back. Listening very well. Thank you guys.
All right, let's give them a hand, please.